Hello and welcome to part 3. In this part, we'll be looking at developing service product strategies. So supplementary services and delivery processes serve to differentiate between competing service brands. So it's important for us to think of us managing these service firms in that way. Remember, we talked about segmentation, targeting, positioning, and was it last week or the week before we talked about positioning service products in the market? And the idea is to get in the minds of the heads of our customers what makes us different compared to our competitors. And once we know what our positioning is, then our product strategy will be the 7 Ps. So product, price, place, promotion, process, physical evidence, and those types of things. So developing service product strategy, so we're talking about differentiating. So the development of the service product strategy must involve consideration of 3 essential elements. The first one is the nature of the services to be offered and their benefits to customer value, and that's why it's important for us to understand the core the core product that we do, like what's the problem solving benefit. The next one is the place and the manner of service. And then the number 3 is the requisite enabling services. So in here we've got a model with has these things in there. So the first one is the corporate objectives and resources, which form part of our strategy. So when we talk about strategy, a lot of people think of strategy as a plan, and they don't really know the difference between a plan and a strategy. So the difference is strategies allocate resources to obtain objectives. Now think about it from a military perspective, because that's where our business strategy comes from. If you are a general and you are going to, and you're at war, we're going to allocate these tanks to go and uptake this hill, and we're going to have this infantry to take this bridge, and you're basically using the resources that you have available to take the objectives that you need to be able to advance forward, right? Or whatever you do as a battle commander. So understanding what resources are available and what objectives you want to achieve is really important to strategy. So then we look at the market opportunity analysis and the resource allocation analysis. So the opportunities such as strategic service concept, degree of customization, labour intensity, personalisation, what information and communication technology is out there, what human resources, skills, a definition of service value. So these things, right? So strategic service concept. Now we have market positioning, what products, with what distinguishing characteristics, to what target market segments. That should be pretty familiar to us by now, because we've already covered this off, right? Now the services marketing concept. So what customer benefits and value, our core product, which we're dealing with today, our supplementary product, or supplementary service, I should say, what we're dealing with today, our service reliability levels, delivery channels, and at what cost. Of course, we want to deliver the best service, but the best service is going to cost the most money, so we've got to get the right balance. So, and that includes money, time, mental effort of us and our staff, and then physical effort as well. Now, so these are the market opportunity analysis, what we can do, and these are the resource allocation. So then if we go, we've got these resources in our organisation, and these opportunities are there, can we match our resources to take those opportunities? So resource operations concept. So this is the geographical scope of operations, the areas that we're going to serve. So if we go, well, we're based here in beautiful Tasmania, and we're doing really good business, and we go, there's an opportunity in Melbourne, which we think we could do really well at, but is it viable for us to do? Is it possible? Are we able to send our staff to Melbourne, or are we able to recruit staff from Melbourne that are going to adopt the values of our organisation and deliver what we can do here that make us so effective in the marketplace, right? So, and then we've got scheduling hours of your staff, like your labour force, continuous versus intermittent supply and service, facilities, what do we need, operation. So you're really sitting down thinking, well, if these opportunities are there, what do we need to be able to get them? Operating assets deployment, leveraging through intermediaries and operating assets, leveraging through customer assets, partnerships and self-service. So we start service in Tasmania, and our main customer moves to Melbourne and they say, we're going to need the services that you provide to us in Tasmania, and we're going to Melbourne, would you guys consider servicing us in Melbourne as well? Well, that's obviously a key benefit for us then as well. So specific tasks assigned to the front stage, which is what the customers can see, and backstage, which the customers can't see operations. So that's quite a big model, but all that comes together then for the service delivery process. All right, now we're going to think about new service development. I'm going to go a little bit quickly through this because for your service audit, you'll be doing an existing service, but when you graduate, you might be expected to develop new service products as well, so you need to know this. So success in services marketing depends not only on performing well in the current services and nurturing a brand, but also investing continually in new service development. The word new is perhaps one of the most overused terms in the marketer's dictionary. To clarify what is meant by new, Heaney proposed 7 categories of product innovation, running from major innovations to simple style changes. So, and this is old, that research, right? But this problem still occurs to us today, and I'm not sure how many people know what's going on in the federal government in Australia here, but we're trying to really develop an innovative edge for our industries, and innovations is bringing ideas to market. So you can imagine then a lot of people look to us and go, well, everyone's got ideas, but the problem for them is bringing them to market. So that's where everyone expects us to perform wonders and bring these wonderful ideas, which might not be, which might be wonderful to them because they think it's awesome, but it's our job to kind of go, well, is this wonderful idea for you, this new idea, is it actually wonderful to people that are prepared to pay for it? And that's where innovations really start to fall flat. And in my experience, sometimes what people think are innovations really are just what the people making the products think are really good. They haven't really thought about why customers would actually want to pay for it. These have been adapted for a service context. So now we're going to look at service redesign. So service design is defined as the reconstitution, rearrangement or substitution of the process that make up a service. This is an important strategic option to gain competitive advantage, and 5 service redesign options, which are on the next slide. So this comes from this research here, which is from Leonard Berry, who was the original scientist that developed the idea, or didn't really develop the idea himself, but brought together the idea of relationship marketing. So, redesign concepts. We've got self-service, direct service, pre-service, bundled service, and physical service. Now, I don't want to go through all of these, but you can see here, you can look at the benefits and limitations in there, but the self-service concept is that customers assume the role of producers, like self-service technologies. So when you go to Coles, you go check out yourself, you're actually part of the production line, really, if you think about it, because you're doing part of the service that they provide. A direct service delivered to the customer's location, like pizza delivery or mobile hairdressing, like heaps of different things. Pre-service streamlines activation of the service, so you could start the delivery process before you've actually got there. Bundled services, so combines multiple service packages together. Physical, so in here you might, like when you buy a new phone, you get the it comes with the physical phone, plus you get the Optus with it, and then you get the extra bundled stuff like the sports bundle with it, where you can watch sport and all that sort of stuff as well, right? So the bundle things together, and it actually works quite well because you work out what people need, and if you can create a bundle together, then they often buy things together because it's easier for them to manage, and then you get it's more efficient for us as services managers or marketers to manage because we can manage it together. All right. Physical service, so manipulation of tangibles associated with the service. All right. Now, defining the soft side of customer service. So service providers need to recognise how emotions, trust and feelings about control, how they shape feelings about control, how customers perceive the way that customers perceive their service experience. Now, the ETC, so emotional trust control, need to be managed as a design variables while we're designing our service product. The soft side of customer service requires the same management intensity as, say, supply chain redesign. Now, when we think about supply chain redesign, it's easy for us to, I shouldn't say easy, but we often do it as managers because we go, right, we need to get the product there, but it's very tangible. What we don't often do is map out customer emotions. When they come in here, they're going to be feeling this. When they go there, they're going to be thinking that. Because we can easily see a truck rolling out of one depot into the next one to pick something up. We can see it, we can comprehend it. When a customer walks into a store, we don't really see their emotions. So it really comes down to these soft skills that we need to develop as managers to go, well, how would they be feeling? So source from Tzu and Chase, designing the soft side of customer service in MIT Sloan Management Review. All right, here it is. So let's look at this model. So this is over time, and this is a positive emotional state, and this is a negative emotional state. So we're going to be blueprinting the service experience for repairs. So customer discovers a problem with their car, so it breaks down, right? Now, if you drive down the road and your car breaks down, you're not going to be in a very positive mood. So as marketers, we can be quite sure that they're going to start off in a negative state. So whether it's going to be anger, anxiety, stress. Probably angry that their car broke down, not really angry at us, but just angry at the situation. Anxious because they don't know what's happening, and then stressed because they need to be somewhere else, but they're not. So they feel the pressure of performing and that they can't do it, right? So we've got customer discovers a problem, the car breaks down. So then they bring their car to a repair shop. Now in here it's flat, but they're probably, by the time they've called and they've already on their way to the repair shop, their emotional state's probably going to start going up a little bit anyway, because they've got a solution to their problem. They don't know if it's going to be, it's not resolved yet, but there's hope, right? So as time goes by, they're heading towards more of a positive emotional state. Then they receive the preliminary diagnosis and estimated price. Now they go, yep, so your car's broken, but we can fix it. Yay! All right, they can fix it, and I can afford to fix it. So they go from being really angry and frustrated to like, oh, there's a solution to my problem, right? Now that's going to hold for a while, but they're waiting for the car to be fixed. So over time, that emotional state's going to start to dip, and they're going to start going into the negative. But then they receive the call saying that your car's complete, it's done, and then they return to a positive emotional state, and then they receive the invoice, and hopefully, because we've told them how much it's going to cost, that the invoice is what they're expecting, so their emotional state should stay the same. Sometimes they do, like here they go, oh, we're giving you a little discount, yada yada, and then they just to lift that emotional state up at the end, right? So this is harder to do, obviously, than mapping out a logistics transport thing, but it's still very good to do. All right, so that ends this section. The next section we're going to be dealing with service branding.